Hello and welcome to the newest Hearts of Iron DLC, No Compromise, No Surrender. Today we're going to be playing as the Northeastern Army. This has been a really fun challenge that I've been working on. As you saw from the title, we are going to be doing a 30 minutes style video here, and you may be seeing, well, Beiyang, that's way up here. What are you doing down here? Also, why is this the Northeastern Army when you are dead center in the middle of China? Well, we are misplaced currently, and we need to bring our nation back to glory. And the best way that I've found to do this is we hole up and just try to survive and deal as much damage to the Japanese as possible. So here we go, 30 minutes of Beiyang. Oh, and before we get started, thank you to Paradox for sponsoring this video. I'm certainly appreciative to them. If you guys show your appreciation by checking out the DLC, I think this is a really fun one. As you can see, there's a lot of new Chinese nations. There's, of course, a new Philippine tree. There's a Japan rework. There's a China rework. And, of course, all the new warlords that you can play as, including, of course, Northeastern Army. All right, so let's get going here now. All right, so let's take a gander at our situation here. We have 17 units. They are all at 20% fighting strength. Obviously, that's not great, but I mean, there's 17 of them at least. I'm going to go ahead and change them all into the basic infantry division. And we have the classic warlord state effects here. Government corruption, ineffective bureaucracy, and warlord state. However, we do combat the horrible malice of the political power with our leader here. He is headstrong, and the defensive war penalty stability modifier will be helpful during the war as well. And of course, we are going to be going to war early. Like I said, it's not a 1939 30 minutes style video because Japan attacks in 1937. But yeah, I think this sort of challenge is super fun. I think you guys will enjoy it as much as me, or you like pain like I do. All right, so we're gonna go aggressive. We're gonna do an offensive line here on communist China. That's our first steps that we need to take. The Northeastern Army does have some cool little focuses here that are unique to them. So the bandit suppression headquarters, you can go down the left path if you want. I think it's boring, but the cool path is the right side. This is the fun path. You get to declare war on the Chinese Soviet Republic. You get to defeat them early on. If you have trouble with it, it's not fun at all because mountain. But you can at least get out of the war. It does activate a mission, the offensive running out of steam, and that will white piece you out if you do not defeat communist China fast enough. So, okay, to get started, we're going to do secure internal politics. We're going to do artillery, and we're going to do the production tools. And as I alluded to earlier, we are going to be relocating. So after we can win the war with the Chinese Soviet Republic, we can then do request relocation to the Northeastern Command, and that's going to allow us to move up here into Hebei Chahar, which is these guys here, and we get to inherit all of their stuff, their generals, all that good stuff. And of course we get Beiyang, where we will be holding out. All right, so next up we do need to do, we're going to import a little bit. We're going to import some from our eventual friends, which is Shaanxi, and we're going to import from China. So that gives us exactly 0 factories, and we can do some infrastructure. It doesn't honestly matter. We have 0 factories. And of course, you did see that I am importing coal, and there's a good reason for that, because if you don't, you get a lack of power. You see that down there, production output modified by, and lack of power negative 14%. It can actually go up to negative 45%, which is horrible. It's also going to affect your ability to construct things. So it's a double whammy not having coal. I'm a bit sad about that because, as you guys know, I do like to play minor nations, but typically with minor nations, I am not producing my own stuff anyways. I'm utilizing some sort of cheese to get Lend-Lease. So, I mean, for the most part, I don't think it'll affect most of my strategies. There's also some different faction mechanics now, and that will certainly change things as well, although there will be more on that later. What else? Oh, achievements. Okay, so I cannot actually see what achievements there will be yet, but this first one, it's saying as a warlord, control all Chinese starting core states and restore the Chinese Empire. We definitely will be able to get that this game. And then of course you have the classic Princess Bride, I've avenged you, father. So we need to, as the Northeastern Army, control Liaoning, which is a Manchurian state. I mean, the game says that I can get achievements, but I don't know if I actually can because this is like a preview copy and certain things are still being ironed out. But anyways, I'm going over a ton of things and we haven't even started yet. So let's get going here. First thing, secure internal politics. And do make sure that you follow what I'm doing here pretty closely because the timing is going to be important. All right, we have completed secure internal politics. That gives us some political power. Let's wait a single day. There we go. We have 150. Improved worker conditions and army offense specialist. We want to get both of those. Next up, strengthen warlord authority, and you can see here I did select to activate the plan, and that's just because, yeah, eventually we'll be going. So, and you may be saying like, hey Hatless, why would you be trying to just slam your head against the mountains here? Like, can you actually win that with these garbage 17 divisions? No, we can't, but something will happen soon. All right, strengthen warlord authority is done, and that's going to fix our negative of the political power. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is gonna be bandit suppression headquarters. And let's see if they're gonna do this now. Ah, that's what I was looking for. All right, so check it out. So next we're going to be doing the 6th encirclement campaign, and this is what's going to put us at war with communist China. And check out what they're doing right now. So they're moving all of their divisions over here into the western tile. No one here to stop us, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and recruit some commanders here, and I like how we can just get completely blank generals. It's pretty epic. Just general blank. And hey, he's an inflexible strategist. Very nice. All right, here, let's make this guy just our commander, and we'll throw that guy in as our field marshal. And we're going to give him the unyielding defender. Of course, you might not get this in your game, but that's fine. This other guy makes a very good field marshal too. And what I typically give him is the offensive doctrine just to give him that extra +1 attack. But I want to test this out. I've never gotten lucky and gotten an inflexible strategist before, so why not? All right, so we're going to do towed artillery instead now that we did research that. I'd kind of like to get one other thing here real quick. Yeah, I think we need to get this right now. So civilian train, we will need trains eventually. If you don't get any trains, what will happen is you will not have enough supplies, and then that hurts your attack. All right, and we're almost done here. I recommend slowing down once you get towards the end of this. That way you can pause and tell your troops what to do. So you want to send these 2 up here. The other 4 go up there. You can grab another one and send him up here just in case. No focus right now because this is actually going to end really quickly. You can see our guys are automatically just pinning these troops that are actively fighting over here against Ningxia Ma, and that's perfect for us. Yeah, look at that. Nice pins. We're moving right in. Nothing to stop us taking the next city here. And boom, just like that. That was like a 4-day war, which is what we want to see. All right, so we're going to submit demands. Just take it all. Pause the game. No garrison. And if you want, you can change it to the cavalry too, just for later. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete 6 units here. And I want to get ones that don't have any experience. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to delete them out. Send the rest down here. We want to pick up all of that extra infantry equipment for later. That's going to be helpful to us. Now we need to wait just like a little bit here, and then this focus will open up, and we can go ahead and go to partial MOB now. All right, so we just need to finish this focus, and then we'll be on our merry way. So the reason we put it on no garrison is because we're not going to be staying here much longer, so there's really no reason not to do that. So yeah, here we're about to get the event, so slow it down a little bit, and we'll click this right away. And I probably should have read that event, but basically it gave us all the cores on these 3 states, and then it gave us cores on 3 other states, which happens to be Chahar, Zilingal, and East Hebei. Claims on some others. All right, so grab these next divisions here, and we're going to take all of them and just delete them. Get all that infantry equipment back, and that will instantly fix our deficit. Now, next up, we do need to develop Beiping, and that's because we're in a new land and we need it to be developed. We want it to be useful to us. Now we can switch back to local police force or something like that, civilian oversight, either one. But this one will do just fine, and we're going to set these guys on a fallback line right there, and we're going to start training them. Let's build mills in Beiping, And we're going to stop the trade as well. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we have enough guns. So yeah, we do want to train these guys just to full. Don't continuously exercise them. We really can't afford to do that. We got a ball on a budget. All right, so we got our next mill, and that's instantly going to go on towed artillery. And now we're going to do small arms production. After this, we're going to be doing basic infantry equipment. Although, actually, that's another thing we need to get researched. I guess maybe I'll do that next. Yeah, I should probably do that next. So we'll do type 24 next. And there we go. Civilian train is done. All right, we got small arms production. All right, let's do this one first. Expand public education. All right, let's do improved machine tools. Oh, and I almost forgot. We have over 150 PP. Let's take the war industrialists, since that's pretty much all we're producing anyways. All right, so with our extra slot that we just gained, we're going to go ahead and research the armored train. I think it's probably going to be worth it because, like I said, those won't get damaged if they happen to bomb us, and they can actually shoot some cast down and things that are trying to destroy them. All right, so we're going to do reestablish the Zhili army. This is a pretty great focus. Extra division attack and defense on core territory. That is always useful, especially when you're playing as a Chinese nation. And we just did get the notification that Japan is just fine against us. So it's coming. War is coming soon. This one as well. Interwar artillery. This is going to give us 5% more soft attack on our support artillery. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it will help. And we need all the help we can get. Let's go ahead and switch to the better gun as well. All right, so now it's time for recruit Manchurian bandits. This is going to get us 5 total units. And we're getting an invitation from China. However, we're going to say no. I know this will decrease the opinion of China of us, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be in a war with them. I mean, you know, not actually in their faction, but alongside them. And we don't need to join the Chinese United Front. Wow. That is a lot of nations that joined. Oh, and we need to do something else here. We're about to get the new units, and we need to add in our support artillery, and we're going to add in our regular artillery division. So that's going to change all of our units, and very significantly. So as they get some stuff piling in here, we're then going to go ahead and train them. All right, so we got our 5 extra units here. Let's go ahead and put them to the side, and we need to make sure that the units that we delete are the cavalry units. So I'd recommend just clicking. So we're going to have 14 divisions total. We are going to go ahead and change these out into our better division as well. And yeah, that's going to increase our deficit even further, which is sad, but we kind of need to get it done. I would like to get this Civ, but at the same time, this one is going to be very good, very strong, because it's an extra 5% division attack on core territory. And that's kind of huge. All right, let's see what guns these had. Okay, they did get the Type 24 because we had researched that. So actually, if we hadn't researched that, they would have had the crappier gun. And so that was actually kind of important that those guys did start with that. We still have 125 deficit of artillery, and of course we have deficit of trains. I'm contemplating just getting some trains now. Yeah, because war is coming, and I don't want to lose any stats at the start of the war. So we're going to get the crappier train. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So let's try and get some more stats here. We're going to do the improved infantry equipment. Right now is when you want to do whatever you need to do. I definitely recommend doing one more thing here, which is the artillery specialist. Now we do not have an infantry specialist, unfortunately, but we can go ahead and switch this general out, and we're going to switch to Zhang Xueliang. So we're switching to him. He has better skill in the attack, and he has the infantry leader and expert, which gives us defense and attack. So also when he hits level 4, we can actually give him an officer corps role, and that's going to be obviously the infantry specialist. Ah, there it is. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at our stats. Oh, juicy stats. Yes. So enemy air superiority. They do have the planes up and over us right now. They might blow up some of our trains, but we're doing great damage. And that's what we want to see, because that's obviously going to help us significantly. We can do Order of the Sword. I think I will do that because 5% more attack. That is going to help us deorg the enemies just somewhat faster. Oh, and you can see China is running through our lands currently. I don't want them to do that. So I'm actually going to cancel their military access. China, you're not invited to the party. I'm sorry. Okay, we got a bunch of people wanting to send us some goodies. I will happily accept that. I'm not going to go begging anyone for goodies, but if they want to just send it, I'm cool with it. All right, so once we start getting enveloped by Japan, that's when I'm gonna switch some things up. And should we get further industrial investments now? I do kind of want that civ, but at the same time, there's bigger fish to fry. This one's gonna give us some extra political power gain, and then it's gonna open up these, which infantry efforts is very strong for us because we have mainly infantry. And okay, so they have fully enveloped us now. I was actually going to join the Chinese United Front a bit earlier than this. I was planning to. Oh, didn't they send me an invitation? I thought they sent me an invitation. Let me see if I can join later. They're supposed to send an invite to the faction. I don't remember that existing. If they did send it and maybe I right-clicked it just instinctively, but that's kind of bad. I might have to restart, but I don't think I have any other way to join their faction. You have to be in a faction with China to join their government. All right, well, I'm gonna do try number 2, and I will see you guys when I'm back to where we were. I'll do pretty much everything the same. All right, here's that event for anyone that wanted to see it. The Great Move North. I'm just now realizing that I never went over actually why I chose these provinces, but when you're surrounded here, Kalgan is a mountain province, and it also makes sure that you retain control over Hebei Chahar. Beiping is an urban province, and it's also got at least one tile where it has to be attacked over a river. Kalgan has 2 tiles where it can be attacked from over the river, and urban is very defensible, and of course mountain is also very defensible. Okay, and here come the Japanese. Let's see if we did get an invite to China. Now, we do not want to click this at all. Don't right click it. I think that must be what I did the first time. I just instinctively was like, oh, I don't need this. Right click. No, you need to leave that up. Now you can see here that expires on August 3rd. That's also important. Yes, leave it up there. Don't click it. Don't do anything with it for the moment. All right, so here's the hold. Once again, looking good on the stats. We are exceeding combat width up here in the mountains, but I think it's a little bit more comfy to have some extra troops up there. This time I actually didn't even research armored train, but I'm not seeing them actually blowing up any trains too, so that's good. Now that we've been mostly enveloped, I like to see this where there's only 1 tile here, maybe 1 or 2 tiles here, but this is the point where I like to join the Chinese United Front, and that's because then they can come up here and actually defend this territory for us. Shimen. They're going so quickly. But I think the Japanese hopefully will be able to push them out here. No, I don't want you up here. I guess I should have waited longer. That's frustrating. I don't want them in my territory eating up supplies. And see, they're going to join the battles then too. Wait. I can turn off allied supply and they might go away. If they'll go away, please go away. Well, I guess I'll see how this goes. I mean, it might end up being a somewhat good thing, because they will help us hold. All right, so we did finish up consolidate our rule. Now we have more daily political power gain. We're gonna get infantry efforts next. All right, it is time to take Dong Dong, the military theorist, and we're going to do Grand Doctrine as well. As far as what we should do here, I'm kind of considering superior firepower. Now, keep in mind that when you take the doctrines now, you're not completely tied in to any sub-doctrines. You can do the same sub-doctrines regardless of which thing you choose here. So basically, you just want to choose whatever gives you the best bonuses there, as well as what you want in these. So if I take superior firepower, for instance, then we could do direct fire support, we could do rapid emplacement, and we could also do, all arms anti-tank defense. But see, the good thing about superior firepower is this would give us a bonus to our support artillery instantaneously. But Grand Battle Plan is also really, really strong. I think I'm gonna go, I have to go Grand Battle Plan. It's too good. Now, since we have some friends here, I'm considering doing something else. So I'm actually gonna delete this. We have inflicted some damage. So far, we're looking at, we have taken 8K casualties and we've already dealt 98,000. But I'm kind of thinking we could push and take Tongzhou, or Tongzhou, however you say that. So if I do an offensive order and we grab like 5 of these guys, now they more than likely will be counterattacking us. But I think taking this and then having China and some of these other nations just bolster us there, it might be pretty well worth it. So maybe I should reconsider this, because the sooner we can get this, the better it is for us. But on top of the coal and the rubber, we actually have a mill and a sieve. And of course, you can't discount the manpower. Now, another territory that we could take would be Zhang. And let's actually go to war economy here. Yeah, it gives us one more civ to play around with, so I think that's pretty well worth. Yep, and Shaanxi is marching over to help us out, so obviously, you know, their stats aren't going to be as good as ours, but they are bodies in the field and they will help us defend. So I'm taking a look at the faction now. We actually need to have 35% influence to actually take over the faction. We're well on our way to that already. So even with having some troops here where they're helping us defend and even inflicting some damage on our enemies, we're still getting the lion's share because our troops are so far superior to any that they field. This guy is taking a while to level up. I think normally he would be leveled up if we had been fully enveloped without any allies, but there is a bonus here because we were able to get East Hebei way faster. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. Getting surrounded. They'll probably lose us this territory before too long here because the Japanese troops are way stronger. And let's go ahead and recruit a couple more units here. I think we can afford it right now. We have quite a lot of guns. Japan brought their tank up, and we can't hold that very well. All right, we're going to do brigade specialization next, and then it says the Xianese army, but it's actually the Fengtianese army. All right, and yes, we were pushed out by Japan. The tank was just too strong. We can't hold off that tank. We're still doing pretty good overall. 17k to 176,000 casualties. And finally, our guy leveled up. Let's get the infantry specialist. You do want to do this as soon as it becomes available. There's really not too much else we need to do here on the left side, so I'm going to go ahead and do cooperation with the nationalists. I'd kind of still like to make a push for something. Maybe we could go for Zhangbei instead. I'm not sure how hard it is to defend this. It's a plain style, which obviously isn't good. We're doing this kind of early. I think Japan will probably bring the tank up and stomp us again. And that was just 3 civs, sadly. No mills there. Once the tanks start hitting, unless they are fairly well crippled, they're going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, that one's only like slightly more than half strength, so we might still be able to hold it. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to do something else here now. I'm going to go ahead and get transport plane. We're going to need this eventually when we want to drop into Japan. Now, that is looking not really as an option currently, but it will be an option eventually, don't worry. All right, so we got cooperation with the nationalists. Let's do new model province next. And while we have some PP, let's do captain of industry. And I highly recommend giving infantry expert to your field marshal as soon as you can as well. All right, so next up we have a choice. We need to either do root out corruption to get rid of government corruption, or we do embrace the illicit trade. I'm going to go with embrace the illicit trade because that is negative 40% to our consumer goods factor, and that's too spicy to pass up. So every time we have an infantry equipment surplus, I've been just recruiting some more units. We're doing really good on building stuff now because we actually have a lot of civs available to us, so that's definitely a good thing. Another thing we will need to unlock eventually is going to be paratroopers, so I'm just going to get that done now. Oh man, Japan is making some serious moves. They're doing quite well against the Chinese. I think that probably they wouldn't have done as well as they have if all of these Chinese and allied troops did not make it up to us. But it is what it is. Yeah, nice little encirclement there, assuming that they'll be able to hold. Oh, and we can take a sub-doctrine now. So I think this time I might go with assault infantry because this does help with our support artillery quite a lot and immediately gives some soft attack to that. All right, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dump these 3 units out and we're going to make a play. We'll make, oh, adaptable, nice. I'm going to grab that and let's make a play for Tongzhou. A few more factories to add to our list. 35 days. And we get negative 5% consumer goods and 5% research speed. Let's go ahead and grab that real quick before we do anything else. Right now, let's see. Our consumer goods is actually at 10%, but we could potentially go back to partial mob. And actually, there's more reason now to actually reduce your mobilization, your war economy, if you can't afford the cost of the energy consumption. All right, so we got fund research projects. Let's do join the Republican government now. Wow, China actually pushed them back out of Hangzhou. They made some gains down here though, but they also cleaned up this little encirclement that they had there. They're actually doing quite well for themselves. All right, it's time to make a play. We're going north. It's a long way. We need both of these cities to have full control of this, but it's very well worth once we can wrest control there. I'm gonna shuffle some units around as well. We have defenders for when we start taking this stuff. Oh, okay, they're doing their own thing here, and we're just quickly taking over here. And there goes the Mongol military government. That was nice and quick. All right, so that nets us 3 more military factories and a bunch of factories here, although those aren't very useful. Let's go ahead and switch back to local police force. We can maybe push out a little bit. I don't want to extend too far because then they could counterattack. And if we don't have anything in Beiping specifically, if they ever happen to take this, it's lights out for us. It's instant game over. So that's why I want to do this a little bit methodically. I'm gonna make a play for Tianjin, even though, I mean, we already control the province. If we control this port, I think that'll help with kind of cutting them off, because then they only have these ports. Yeah, there we go. That's just gonna mess up their supplies. Let's see if we can cut these guys off too. Try to take that city. And let's do propaganda campaigns. It really doesn't matter, to be honest. Like, we can actually take national leadership right now because of the amount of war score that we've gotten and the amount of damage that we've done to Japan. I don't want to do it yet, though. We need to finish up this focus before we can do the power struggle. And power struggle will actually switch us to the focus tree of nationalist China. And that's going to be huge. So that'll give us all the cores on China as well. All right, well, we waited 10 days here. Let's go ahead and just take national leadership of China. And Chiang Kai-shek submits. Chiang Kai-shek has transferred the premiership of the republic to Zhang Xueliang. Holding a speech before his gathered supporters, Zhang Xueliang said this: "The traditions of Chiang Kai-shek thought have made China what it is today. There can be no doubt that Chiang Kai-shek has worked hard to make our country stronger." Chiang Kai-shek did not comment. He was basically forced out. Okay, nice. Well, now it's our turn to be the leader, and I'm gonna have to reorganize all of this stuff. This is a lot of units. All right, so we do need to do power struggle right away. I'm still organizing all these troops. I'm going to have 2 army groups ready to take Manchukuo. I'm going to have, I've got a few units trying to at least hold here against the Shanghai group, and then I've got 24 divisions hanging out down here. I don't really need to have our troops down here because they are butting against the Guangdong clique. They will defend their own. I think more importantly, we're just going to try to get into Manchukuo. Now we do want to start building some transport planes. I'm going to put 10 on that. We'll import as needed. We'll probably have to do that after we finish up the power struggle. Taking some stuff back. We're about to destroy these. That's going to help a lot. We've lost a lot of ground down here in the south, but that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that as long as we're, making it up elsewhere in other territories. And we're doing really well against Manchukuo as well, so that's certainly going to be helpful. You need to take this port so that we can destroy all the rest of these. We're doing pretty well up here against Manchukuo, although I did just lose some units, but we're really not doing too bad overall. I think I just overextended a little bit. And we did inherit a bit of a problem with as far as guns. We finally got radio. Hey, and there it is. Power struggle done. So now we can get some convoys going. We can get more mills on guns. We can import. We have a lot of factories at our command now. All right, and we have the new focus tree, and I am going to go ahead and do restoration of the Chinese Empire. It just seems to make sense to me. Oh, good grief. Why are they going so hard here? So I'm trying to cap them, and I was getting really close, but Japan keeps bringing more troops in. It's annoying. All right, it's time for another sub-doctrine. So let's do, I think I'm going to do maybe rapid domination. This does help with support artillery once again. Yeah, I guess let's do that one this time. All right, finally we got Manchukuo gone. Man, that was annoying. Good grief. Now we're looking at a mop-up operation, which should be significantly easier. But I think I'm not going to actually deal with this down here because they'll put their planes down here if we don't deal with it. And I kind of want them to do that because if they put their planes down there, that means they won't have planes up over Japan itself. Final mop-up is done here, so now we have a ton of troops freed up, and I'm going to use these to help push into Korea. Japan has very little left, 18 to 30 divisions, so we just got to build a airport here, like so, and then we'll put our planes down there and we'll be good to go. We have enough. Oh, well, shoot, I need I need some paratroopers though. Here, let's make a paratrooper division. So I'm just gonna make it 12 width, and then with some support artillery, and I'll just change some of these units out. Oh, see, this is an issue though. We have no convoys now. Ugh, gross. Well, let's build some dockyards. Because if I get across and I can't send any troops across, that's definitely a problem. I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to have to just paradrop and then change them into better units. Alright, it's time. I don't know when we're going to get superiority though, because now they have some planes up and over. Now keep in mind it does take 7 days before you can actually jump now, so just bear that in mind. Toggle off allied supply in all of these so that hopefully their planes will exit this and stop trying to do whatever they're doing here, because this is what is causing Japan to have planes up here. Alright, well, the other option is to just kick them from my faction. So let's take a look at the rules. Faction rules. Who can be removed from the faction? Countries waging independent wars. If I get rid of that, that means I can remove whoever I want. So whose planes are in here? Guangdong Click. Yeah, it's just Guangdong Click. So let's get them out of our faction. Bye-bye. Hopefully. Yes. Okay. All the planes left. So in theory, we should be dropping here. And all systems are go. Nothing in Nagasaki, surprisingly. Nothing in Hiroshima. All of them go down there. And I'm just going to all-out attack now because I just want to have all these troops pinned. We just don't want them coming back to Japan is the goal. Okay, so we're still dropping. We got Fukushima. We can go across the strait now. We want everyone in Fusan. 34 convoys. So we'll see how many troops we can get across. All right, I'm going to support these guys. See if we can get to Matsuyama and all that stuff over there fairly quickly. Since I'm dropping that anyways, I'm just going to go down here and take all this stuff. We got 20 troops. Can we send 20? No, not even close. Only 8. That's fine though. I'm just hoping that they won't get harassed. What the? Oh, we lost our fleet. No, RIP fleet. That's sad. I didn't pay attention that it wasn't docked somewhere. Okay, and we got Nagasaki. Okay, first troops are here. We didn't get harassed there too, surprisingly. All right, we got Osaka. Now we've got a bunch of troops trapped here near Kyoto. And we haven't been able to penetrate into this island yet. Hopefully eventually we'll be able to do that. Right now we just got to focus on taking a lot of the larger cities and continuing our way through Japan. All right, we are now the Empire of China. Beautiful restoration of the Chinese Empire. All right, so let's do, I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. We have plenty of political power. All right, well, Japan is offering peace, but I think I'm going to say no to that because we're about to just completely conquer them. So, well, if we can bust through these last places though, that's the thing. And I still need 1,000,000 guns. I guess if I can wipe them out of here, then we should be fine. Well, we are pushing through, but my people are incredibly war weary. We can bring some more over as well and try to push back through into Nagasaki again. And I think we're going to have to try to do that. Okay, it is time to claim the mandate of heaven. The paratroopers are actually getting the job done. I gave them an order to attack and I didn't expect much out of it, but they're taking names. All right, so next up, I'm going to do never another national protection war. This is going to get us an annex war goal against every non-allied Chinese country. Before this focus finishes, we will go ahead and get an annex war goal against all of them. And there goes Japan, finally. And that took way longer than I wanted that to. Yeah, we really just need to take our own stuff back, but I think our allies will actually do that, so I don't need to worry about even doing that. So we're just going to take the stuff that will actually cost us. We'll make a nice Japanese puppet and take their fleet and we'll be good to go. All right, so yeah, our allies just gave us all of our own cores, so that's perfect. And now we're gonna betray them and attack them. Oh, it's so mean, man. And we're still struggling for guns. Oh, but now we have a very nice Japanese puppet. We got a beautiful new fleet. Nice and shiny. There's our first admiral. We just need to reunite China now, right? So, oh, see, this is unfortunate though. We got the Xinjiang joining the Comintern, which is just going to be frustrating. All right, well, time to remove everyone from the faction. And since we're going with line artillery specifically, we're going to add fire concentration as a sub-doctrine. So this is kind of crazy. We actually did negative world tension from the Treaty of Tokyo. So it must now like actually reduce to take your own cores back is what I'm thinking. All right, and now we have war goals on everyone, including Xinjiang, so we'll even be able to attack the Soviets if we want to. I think I'm probably just going to end up doing that kind of with Germany because it's just going to make sense for the timing. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do Tianxia, and that's going to replace the Son of Heaven with Celestial Emperor, and that's going to give us even more division attack and division defense, which is always nice. And Shaanxi has fallen. These are just going to fall like dominoes, so I won't even show all of this. It's pretty easy. You just surround them and win. And there are some other really nice bonuses after this as well. 5 races under 1 union. That's going to give you more stability and political power gain, as well as construction speed. And this one's going to give you another 10% division attack on core territory and defense, and another division attack 10% here, and more division defense on core territory. So tons and tons of bonuses. All right, and just like that, China is fairly cleaned up here. We still have a little bit to go, and still have like Hong Kong, Portugal, France. I don't even know what to do about those. I would kind of like to land in Britain. I guess we could do that. I guess I just hate having to do that. Oh no, I have no transports. Oh, I completely forgot about needing that. Let's go ahead and get Marines as well. Well, Germany's already going for the Soviets. Oh boy, it's unfortunate. I think it's probably going to be best just to still try to do the original plan. But I mean, I've at least got to wait these days before I can even try to invade them. All right, 24 more days. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. Declare war. And I've got a bunch of troops here that we can dump out. I'm going to go ahead and do a justification on Portugal as well. Okay, docking rights with Germany. Yes, we need military access. Yes, Italy. And we'll get our fleet heading over there. Oh man, that's going to cost so much fuel. And we do have to set a new home base as well. Let's do docking rights. And I guess just Brest. That's probably fine, yeah. We'll just do that one. Now, Burma's in the war now, so we're going to have to try to push through there. India will also be in the war. This would be another zone if we had Xinjiang, but we don't. So we'll just push through there with all these extra troops. Come on, finish them off. All right, well, our troops have a while before they will actually make it to Europe, but I'm going to go ahead and set up a naval invasion order. And I do want to get this started just because, like, it takes a while now. So we're going to do something like this, and then the rest of these we'll hit the Portsmouth region. And I'm just going to hit these 3 zones since Dover and here are covered by the others. So that's going to take 50 days for that to plan. So this is what I was talking about when I was saying that free metals, it becomes rather OP. Even though they are less effective than normal metals, like, it still doesn't matter because you're just going to get so many of them. And the more you fight, the stronger that becomes, which is just fantastic. I love it. Well, my faction is kind of built up. Like, I have a ton of points. We're doing a lot of good things with it, but at the same time, I think I might just dismantle it and see if I can join the Axis instead. Nah, they don't like me quite enough. Oh, never mind. Well, Germany just decided they do want me in the faction. I think I'd be okay with that. All right, so we do need to put our fleet on a mission as well. I'm actually going to split it in half, and I'm going to have half of it do a patrol, and the other half will be a strike force. I'm going to see if I can get this mining commission done. Oh wow, we established like near instantaneous control, and we're about to start pounding some of their fleets. All right, we can launch. Let's go. Slow it down a bit, and we got nothing. A big fat nothing. I'm gonna halt that one that's hitting Portsmouth. Halt this one. And with the rest, we're going to do a force attack. That way we can potentially get Dover. All right, one down. And like I said, push Dover. And there it is. And we need to send everything across the strait. Oh, we got the pride of the fleet just sunk. Sunk the hood. Oh, that's a spicy amount of troops. Yeah, we're going to have to push out quickly here, I think. And we have a massive amount of troops coming, so we should be able to do it. Once more onto the breach. We're getting memed. The memes are happening once again. 100 troops just running over. All right, I'm just going to bravely run away here. I think we just got to get out and try it again. There goes some of our army. Well, it was a worthy effort. All right, we're trying a different approach this time. We're going to go for Plymouth. Like, it's heavily defended. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna do the force attack because we're about to land here. Then we can help support the attack. But they're gonna bring in a whole bunch more stuff is the real issue. We gotta be somewhat quick here. Okay, we are moving in. Nice, got it. Now, how big is this port? Okay, that's 8. That's actually pretty solid. I'm gonna move over to Cherbourg and then we're gonna port over. Hopefully we can make some good progress here this time. They're teleporting behind us. Oh no. Is this gonna be a repeat? Not looking too good so far. Let's see if we can get a port going in here. Get slightly better supplies. Oh, I forgot to set up the offensive order. That's why. We got a counterattack. We can't handle those tanks. It's a big part of the issue. We got nothing to stop that. We need more ports. They keep pushing out more of our guys. We're doing good at pushing them out too though now, so we might, if we can just sustain for a bit, we might be all right. Oh, we finally got a territory. All right, this could be the beginning of the end for Britain now. Maybe never mind. Of course, they pushed me out. Oh no, no, what the? Units were just being destroyed for some reason. Oh my goodness, this is such a mess. All right, well, we're about to get this. We got an extra port. Hopefully that'll alleviate our supply issues a little bit. It's so frustrating though that units were just straight up getting killed for some reason. Yeah, luckily it didn't happen to too many. All right, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. All right, well, we're nearing completion on the UK. I think it's time to go ahead and declare war on Portugal. And we do have some troops set aside just specifically to take Macau, although, wow, they stacked it. All right, we should be able to destroy it anyways. And wow, we couldn't bust Burma. Like, they have so many Indian and just random troops from all over the place. Yeah, it's just a matter of time, but Britain will be gone soon. Yay, no more Britain, no more allies. I really don't think it matters too much what we do here. I might create a free France just in case we want to fight Germany later. But yeah, let's create a nice little France puppet and then we'll just help Germany with the Soviets. Oh wow, Italy and Germany are actually bolstering us here. So that's good. I'm gonna get a couple more, just a few more units just to fill these in. Yeah, then we can use the rest just to hold here in the east against the Soviets. We could maybe push a little bit. We'll see. But other than that, we got to move everyone over here to the border with the Soviets, and then we're going to join the war. Wow, Germany has like almost entirely stalled out here, and all their equipment is just completely suffering. But I think with our army groups, we should be able to easily push. Okay, here, Germany, let us in. Let me in, let me in. All right, I'm gonna have to deal with Mongolia as well. It's super easy to take Xinjiang back because we have insane stats. 57, almost 58% from country. And Moscow has fallen. Yeah, it definitely wasn't German panzers. It was the sheer might of the massive Chinese army. Sadly, I feel like I should have more participation just because I completely broke the deadlock, but Germany got so much just from casualties. All right, and there we are. That is a China to be proud of, I would say. I certainly could continue this. We could defeat the United States. We could defeat the Axis. We could, yeah, the options are pretty much limitless at this point. We have a very powerful puppets. Chinese France. We've got Chinese Japan. And yeah, so we are definitely the top dog. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this little 30 minutes of Beiping strategy. As you can see, it works quite well, and you can get immensely strong and very fast as well. For anyone who wants to test out Hearts of Iron 4, if you do not currently have it, the base game is going to be free to play on Steam from the 20th through the 24th of November. And of course, the DLC itself, No Compromise, No Surrender, is going to be releasing on November 20th. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below. Check out my other videos. Bye-bye!